A very special moment for me was, well, it started out in Cincinnati when I battled Eminem, and I was fortunate enough to beat him. And after I beat him, Wendy Day called me and told me she was doing a rap Olympics competition, and I told her about Eminem, and she was like, "Who is he?" I'm like, "He's the coldest rapper I've ever heard. We should bring him to L.A." Well, she got us a hotel room, and me, him, and Thurston were basically staying like a room away from each other. So I'm in LA for the Rap Olympics. It's Wendy Day's event. Wendy Day is a savant visionary who owns a company called Rap Coalition. And she was the sole engineer of this Rap Olympics competition. So she got Thurston Howell, Eminem, me, Questa Mad Lad, and we had one more person on our team. Why am I tripping? Thurston Howell, Questa Mad Lad, and Wordsworth. And she got us all hotel rooms in LA. So we were all staying by each other, ciphering. Thurston Howell had some girls like with their kids there in a hot plate cooking chicken, braiding people's hair. It was a crazy time. We ended up giving Eminem's demo tape to a friend of ours named Evan, who was producing for Interscope at the time. And Evan gave the tape to Jimmy, and apparently Jimmy had already got the tape from somewhere. And when he saw it twice, he was like, "Wait a minute, I gotta like really look at this tape." So that's basically how it happened. And then we all went to the Wake Up Show because I was gonna go anyway. When I first met Eminem, I met him in Cincinnati. And in Cincinnati, he was a brash young dude who had never lost a battle, and so was I. And he basically was like, "If we battle, it's gonna be ugly." And we was at the bar, and I ordered like 3 Heinekens, and I gave him 2. And he's like, "Why'd you give me 2 Heinekens?" I'm like, "Well, you Eminem. It's one for both of y'all." So the mental game started there. But I knew he was as good as me, possibly better. But I felt like I had enough to pull it out if we went head to head. And I never saw what would happen for him because I never saw him getting a record deal because what we did was underground. We never did it for that. So I never thought we'd go to LA and then Dr. Dre of all people would hit him and have Jimmy behind it. And then with Jimmy behind it, it would blow up, and then it would blow up to a level bigger than anybody else, even Snoop, and then be the #1 dude in the world. I never could have thought that. I never thought I was intertwined in that. I have a rap line where I say, "They will never get sick of me. This is hickory smoked. I rap just to be soaked in different histories," right? And I just did it for the history's sake of it. I just wanted to be part of the history, but now I'm actually part of the history. And only now are people starting to understand how I was part of the history and why. Like how I was good enough to do that and why to this day it's still that way. So I'm blessed for it. The biggest misconception of me as an artist, it's that people think I can't write. So I have albums and albums full of material, and people feel like I wrote it and it's dope, but everybody classifies me as a freestyle rapper. And being a freestyle rapper means that you don't get the credit, you don't get the tours, the publishing, you don't get the accolades, you don't get the plaques. So everybody, to me, always thought I was that rapper because, you know, I was the one who, I feel like I have the highest degree of difficulty. Because when I go to a show, they tell me what to rap about. They tell me that Jello might have on a black mask and Tito got on a red shirt, and then they let me rap. But everybody else gets to do what they want. So I think I'm trying to change that perception, and so I can be seen like people who get those plaques and eventually get those myself. To me, that's the biggest misconception. A perceived misconception, which isn't wrong, is that I was sort of like arrogant. But the type of rap I do is arrogant. So Juice is arrogant when he raps, but Terry isn't. And if you don't get a chance to drink and know Terry, you might think that Juice is really an arrogant guy. You might really think that. And the third misconception I would say is that I'm difficult to work with, but I feel like I am. I feel like I'm somewhat difficult to work with because I only want specific things to happen for me. Like I want the biggest level of success you can attain in music. And if the opportunity isn't that, sometimes I don't understand that opportunity would build toward that. I'm ready to do the last step. I know I'm good enough, but I don't know that opportunity helps me get there all the time. I'm only seeing that now. So I think if I had to encapsulate 3 misconceptions, it would be those. If Terry could talk to young Juice with the knowledge I know now, I would say, probably you're gonna grow up and you're gonna have a lot of opportunities, and you really need to feel through them right to see if they're gonna help you get to where you need to go. And don't look at every opportunity as a negative. I would put a negative spin on everything first. For instance, if 24/7 HH wanted to interview me, I would have put a negative spin on it. I would have been like, oh, it must be something where they're trying to demean me, but this is the same media that you need to get where you're trying to go. So I would have actually possibly missed the opportunity. I wasn't the type to flake. Like if I agreed to something, I was gonna do it. I would just early on make an obstacle. And then when the obstacle happened, I was like, see, I told you they didn't have my best interest at heart, but it was really me. So that's probably what I would look back and say. I would alter that. I would correct that. I would use autocorrect on that. I would use a little mental whiteout on that. I saw another interview you did where a gentleman said he was his worst enemy. And that was me. I never wanted to be famous. I only wanted to be good. Once I got good, I thought that was enough until everybody else had beach houses. And once that happened, I was like, well, wait a minute, I'm good and they're good, but I'm not good. I didn't have that many financial struggles because I was resourceful. I had other ways to make money, but this is how I wanted to make my money. This is what I was put on earth for. And I was sabotaging it. I was thwarting it. I was stopping it from happening. So that was part of my narrative. And I understood that. And one of the reasons I'm here is I'm changing that narrative. I'm easy to work with, and I'm a funny guy, and I have a personality, and I could write for other people, and I could freestyle, and I could battle, and I could do whatever. And any opportunity I get, I'm gonna step into it wholeheartedly and see what it does.